Hey friends, it's Karen with the Blonde Informants back for part 2 of unpacking our health and wellness. So in the last video, I talked to you a little bit about food allergies. Something was off, right? And I could tell I was struggling with like low grade inflammation and breaking out in weird like itchy rashes like monthly from something, and I couldn't pinpoint what was going on. Well, this journey has been quite interesting to me. So I want to walk you through some other things that I have done and unpacked as I'm looking into what has caused this. Now, in that first video, I went over the results. Like I shared with you my results of what is triggering an allergic reaction in my body and why my body is freaking out. The interesting thing is months prior to actually getting the blood work done, I had a thermoimagery screening done. So I do that in place of doing 3D mammograms, because if you're a female out there, you know that every doctor in the planet wants you to go get your boobs squished and jacked up with radiation like every year. And frankly, I am sick and tired of that. I don't want that in my body. I don't think it's good for me. And I want to find alternative paths. So I have been embarking on thermal imagery, which is really cool. And I'll actually share some of the images from that. But in the last visit that I had them do a more comprehensive look at my total body. I used to just do the breast region, but this time I had them look at my torso, my neck, and head regions as well, just to get some context and just to track things. One of the interesting things that I had, it blew me away at the time because it made no sense, but she based on this imagery was showing some gastrointestinal like inflammation, and she's like, oh, do you have stomach discomfort? Are you struggling with like any allergies to foods or things like that? And I was like, no, because I don't. I mean, the only thing I've ever been struggling with is this weird like itchy rash that comes once a month, and I figured it was from a food, but I didn't have any internal like stomach problems. I wasn't gassy, bloated. I wasn't struggling with any of those kinds of things. So I was like, oh, that's weird, and then I was starting to question. I'm like, wow, is this thing legitimate, or is this like, just another waste of my money? But it was interesting. So, the seed was planted. Interestingly enough, after getting that blood test that showed me some of the inflammatory foods that are causing me to have inflammation in my body and actually triggering an allergic reaction, I began to wonder, wow, this thermoimagery could see that. It could see that there was something going on. So this video really is just dedicated to your health and your wellness journey is going to be multifaceted. Like, you cannot just go and do one thing. You can't just watch podcasts and listen to your favorite people and come up with your own diagnosis, which you can do that and it's good, but it should lead you to dive deeper like I did, like getting my own blood work. Like, you go to the doctors and they don't seem concerned about any of that. They're like, everything looks good on your, yearly blood work. You're fine. Like, maybe you're just stressed out at work. Well, yeah, sure. I am stressed out at work. I have a really high stress job, but you know your body better than they do, right? So, just coupling these things all together really has opened up a whole new territory for me. And now I'm on a new journey to really discover what the heck caused this dairy allergy. I'm learning about the fact that like when we take in dairy, specifically like whey protein type things, like you have to have a decent amount of iron in your body for it to be able to work properly. And so I'm going to dig into that a little bit to see if there was an iron deficiency that I was not aware of, which has never shown up in any of the traditional blood work that I've had. But anyways, yeah, so interesting thing. I just want to encourage you out there, like if you're looking for some new ways to get data and like learn about your body, and if you know something is not quite right, your traditional doctor has been trained in the art of treating symptoms more than looking at root causes. So go to the next level. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money. Save up for it. It's important. And we'll dive deeper into some additional things that I've done to kind of go on this journey of unpacking some of the behind the scenes and what was causing this bizarre food allergy in my body. So thanks for tuning in to this episode, and take a look at some of the images. I'll send you a link to the studio that I go to get the thermoimaging done in Nashville. Great people, highly recommend them, and we'll see you next time on the Blonde Informant Podcast.